Hello and welcome to the World of Warcraft Legion beta. We'll be doing the Survival Hunter today, the new melee spec for hunters. As you can see, I put my talents in already. None of this is, top tier or anything like that. It's just what I picked for the video, and we'll go over that at the end. So let's go ahead and get started. Skip the opening scenario that you will do. I believe you'll be able to do that on live as well after the first time you do it if you'd like to skip it.
And what can I do for you?
It is good to see you on your feet. The members of the Council of Six are recuperating from their ordeal. The intensity of the teleportation spell can be disorienting. It seems you lost consciousness for a time, but at least you didn't awaken to find yourself stuck in a wall. Dalaran has been relocated to the Broken Isles. From here, we will spearhead the effort to acquire the Pillars of Creation and drive the Legion from Azeroth once and for all. And as you can see, we'll get our Dalaran Hearthstone. That'll replace, that's your new Garrison Hearthstone, basically. And then 5 Tomes of the Tranquil Mind. These are used to respec while you are out in the world or in dungeons and raids. So those will be super useful. Hang on to those. Put that on our bar. We might need that at some point. And this is pretty much everything for the Survival Hunter, including some extra bloat I put on there. But as you can see, there are no quests for me to pick up. So what you do once you turn that in, is you kind of run around, get your bearings. They want you to check out Dalaran a little bit. We've got some NPCs here that definitely won't be there on live, but oh, there we go. And there's our quest. The Eagle appears to have a message for you. The time has come to strike back at the Legion. Meet me at Hunter's Reach in Dalaran as soon as you can. Emerald Shade Warden. So we'll take that quest. And I'm not quite sure, I haven't done this before, so let's find out where this guy is. Well, he's not there. Is he on top? Let's see.
Snowfeather delivered my message. Good. We have need of you. Ishnu Allah.
Your reputation precedes you. It is important that we speak.
Ande Thorasathil.
I realize we have never met, but you will learn of my order soon enough. For now, pleasantries must wait. The Legion has returned to Azeroth stronger than ever, and we need new weapons to fight them. I have met 3 individuals here in Dalaran who have leads on ancient artifacts which could prove vital in the battle to come. Acquiring these weapons demands the skills of a master hunter. Speak to each of them and decide whom you will aid first.
Our duty is to all of Azeroth.
We have to speak with these 3 hunters. Where is the first one? Is it in here? Yep. The Stable Master?
Hello.
I'm confused. Who am I supposed to talk to? Griff. There he is. I'm just...
Nice day, eh?
She said you know something about a weapon. Been working with old Bronzebeard searching the Broken Isles for any edge against the Legion. We're close to finding the tombs of some Vrykul warlord the legends say stole a rifle called Titan Strike. Bran got all excited going on about how that gun is infused with the power of storms and such. Sounds interesting, eh? If you're up for fetching it, I'm your dwarf. That will be in a later video. That's one of the other weapons. Let's head across here. Make sure not to step on that platform. And is this another? Yep. Courier Lark Spur.
We serve the Ranger General.
Spur. I'm grateful Lady Shade Warden found you. We have a chance to strike a major blow against the Legion. My commander, Ranger General Varessa Windrunner, has uncovered a possible lead as to the whereabouts of her missing sister, Ilaria. Ilaria's knowledge of the Legion would be invaluable to our cause, and the bow she's carried with her, Dastara, is an artifact of awesome power. Together, you and the Ranger General can save both.
Strive for peace.
And unfortunately, that is
to fight.
also the one we will not be going for. But here is the one we will. Apata High Mountain, where are you? One of the new Tauren tribe.
I am glad to see you.
You have come just as Emerald said you would. Emerald Shade Warden is a noble soul. The Tauren of High Mountain have long been allies of the Unseen Path. Talonclaw, the spear wielded by my ancestor Huln High Mountain, was lost in battle against a fierce night saber called Dakar. Many have tried to retrieve it, all have failed. Our elders believe recovering Talonclaw is the key to driving the Legion from our lands. My brother Wuho and I are heading out to slay the beast and claim the spear. If you were to join us, we'd be sure to succeed.
Hunt well.
So now we'll go turn back in our quest to Shade Warden, and we'll be after our melee weapon.
Ishnu Dal Dier.
Any of the 3 weapons you learn would be a huge boon in the war against the Legion, but your crusade must start with one of them, so you must choose. 3 weapons, 3 worthy paths. Acquiring one such artifact will be the first step in battling the Legion. The weapon will grow in power as you wield it. So you must choose the one which will be the focus of your efforts. After a time, you will be able to pursue the other weapons, but you must decide which to seek first.
May your weapons
and here
strike
is
true.
The 3 hunter weapons, Beast Mastery Survival and the Marksman weapon, but we will be going for survival in this video. The High Mountain tribe lost their greatest weapon, the ancient spear of Holm High Mountain, long ago to a magically corrupted monstrosity. They ask you to travel to Stormheim, kill their nemesis, and reclaim the spear for the fight against the Legion. And there's Talonclaw, the 2-handed pole arm. So let's go ahead and select that.
The hour of battle is at hand.
Now you must begin your pursuit of the artifact. It will not be easy to obtain, but a weapon this powerful seldom is. After you succeed, return here to me and we shall speak at greater length. There's much for us to do.
Take care.
Talonclaw is a mighty spear indeed. I first set eyes upon it when High Mountain Torn led the members of my order to Talon Peak to found the True Shot Lodge. But such tales must wait for another time. Alpada has been in Dalaran gathering supplies for her expedition. I imagine she's ready to depart by now. Seek her out at Crassus's Landing. I know she will be eager to begin.
Thank you for your
we'll head over
service. Speak to me again when you return to Dalaran. We have much to discuss.
And our quest already said that. Hopefully they'll shave up some of that. Here we are.
Greetings.
My brother Wuho and I will be honored to have you on this quest. Talonclaw is a sacred artifact to my people, and I know with your help we will recover it. We just have to do one thing before we head out. Speak with the Eagle Spirit. The spear is linked to a spirit called Onara. There we go. It has been tradition for us to speak with her and receive her blessing before going after the spear. She may also impart some knowledge. If you would accompany me to Spirit Watch Point, I will summon the Eagle Spirit and ask for its blessing in the coming fight.
Goodbye.
So let's hop on.
Let us be off. Follow me.
Here. And follow her. There's Surmar in the distance. And there's...
Talonclaw has been lost for so long that many Tauren have never even laid eyes upon it. The elders still tell stories of how our greatest hunters wielded the spear in defense of our land. These heroes slew terrible monsters and fought off countless invaders. Doro High Mountain was last to wield it. His end came at the claws of a corrupted night saber that preyed upon our villages. We called the beast Dakar, a once noble creature driven to madness by a deranged Frykul mystic. Doro fought it off, then tracked the beast back to Stormheim. He never returned, and Talonclaw was never seen again. Every now and then, a brave hunter seeks Talonclaw. They commune with the Eagle Spirit, receive her blessing, and begin their hunt. Sadly, these pursuits have always ended the same way. Death. Something is wrong. There is strange... Look out!
Okay, well here we are. We are in Stormheim, and we will begin the quest. I want to warn you, I have no clue what the hell I'm doing right now. So, hopefully we're not too bad at this if you're watching this after the patch has gone live. That changes everything. Please don't think too badly of me. I haven't played this spec before. But it's very interesting, it's very fun, it's very cool. It's kind of like a warrior. It's a little bit like a warrior. You have a harpoon, pull yourself in. And we'll talk about all those later. If you're just looking for those in the animations and such, go ahead and check the description, and I'll have times that you can jump to and look at particular things if that's your bag, if you only want to see something like that. I don't know why I just said it's your bag, as if I'm from an Austin Powers movie. Let's see. Add some caltrops. Interesting. I mean, there's a lot of buttons, and I'm not quite sure what everything does. There's our AoE. Our attack. Pull. This is lacerate. I mean, it seems to do decent damage, that's for sure. It doesn't seem to be lacking in the damage department. Originally, one of the specs was supposed to lose Hunter Pet. I'm not sure which one that was. Might have been this spec. It is nice having the pet around. Let's throw some of these caltrops out there again. Definitely seems a little bit slow in how it feels, a little clunky. Hopefully that's just me. Maybe some people really enjoy this change. But like I said, the damage doesn't seem bad, so not bad at all. The pet seems to do a decent bit of damage. And tanks fairly well as well. Do we avoid that? I'm gonna stop. AoE is very good, I gotta say that. It does feel really good on the AoE. You can pull a lot of stuff.
Why are you doing this?
Ooh.
I know the peace has always been uneasy, but...
And there's our spitting cobra. We'll talk about all the abilities, like I said, a little later in the video. Gotta kill this guy. Degar Blood Totem.
Another interloper?
Let's get him.
Do not meddle in high mountain affairs.
And there's the Eagle Spirit.
Thank you. We could not allow my people's sacred heirloom to fall in the hands of such a monster. There she goes. Onara wants you to follow her.
Okay, we'll head back outside to... I don't know, it kind of looks like a dream catcher almost. Native American dream catcher. Okay, Eagle Spirit, what can I do for you? Oh, looks like we're going for...
I am pleased Onara gave her blessing. I feared the Blood Totem's actions had angered her. Now we can depart for Stormheim. Hello.
We saved the Eagle Spirit and received her blessing. I feel even more confident we will get Talonclaw now. Many years ago, a corrupted Night Saber hunted my people. Our chieftain Doro High Mountain took Talonclaw and pursued the beast, but never returned. I've heard tales of a fearsome Night Saber that now stalks the mists of Stormheim. My brother and I believe this to be our ancient foe. The weapon must be there too. If we kill the beast and reclaim the spear, it will be of great use against the Legion.
Sun and Moon, I think she's offering aid. Look at her wing. Oh, thank you.
Okay, we're flying on the eagle. Or we became an eagle, I can't really tell. Looks like... Yep, eagle spirit form. We become a spirit eagle. And we'll head around High Mountain here. Which is a really, really fun zone. This is one of my favorites. We're heading down into the mists.
I am glad to see you.
That was easier than expected. Most of the Cavaldeer must be off raiding.
Whoa! Have you found the monster?
Not yet, but it is indeed the foe we seek. The Cavaldeer here speak of a giant cat that made its lair in the deep swamps. They raised a wall of magic wards to keep it at bay.
We must find a way through. Wuho, you and I should examine the wards, while our friend searches the harbor.
Okay. Now we're supposed to investigate the Tidescorn Harbor. Let us... I forget what the name... Skipper? No. What is the name... Ah, the heck with it. I was looking for that water mount. We'll just make our way over there. Try to avoid all the mobs, so you don't have to wait too long for me to get there. Here we go. Oh. I'll fight this guy. I like this. I like this spec. I feel like it... I don't know who would bring a melee hunter as opposed to, say, an outlaw rogue or a fury warrior. It does feel good, but at the same time, it's just another melee. So as a hunter, I would keep in mind, if that's your main... keep in mind, you will become another melee, and raids might be a little bit harder to find. Guilds might be a little harder to find because of having another melee instead of a marksman. So... And again, I don't know why you would bring one over something else, but...
Something stirs in the shallows. It may be the beast. Activate the ward stones. I grow weary of your errands, old one.
Okay, we froze him. And... Oh, ward stone. I'm gonna grab this. Cavaldeer are very prevalent in some of these zones, so we'll be seeing a lot of them in Stormheim, and quite a few of the different scenarios. Well, that bugged out a little. Hopefully. Let's see if I can bring my pet over here. Yeah, we'll have to report that. A little bit of a bug there. Went to hit him with a harpoon and jump across, but didn't seem to be that intuitive there. Grab another ward stone. Let's get over here to the third one. I have no idea where our pet is. Let's see if we can dismiss him. Dismiss. Oh, there he is. He's back. He heard me. He didn't want to go anywhere. Speak with Apata. She is this way, according to the map. Back where we started. I love these zones, how dark and dreary they look. What in the world is that? I'm sure we'll find out.
Calm yourself, Wu-Ho.
Our tribe's greatest weapon and its ancient enemy are but a few strides away. I will not be stopped by some foul fog magic!
Patience, brother. To gaze upon Talonclaw will be a sight to remember. Look, our friend returns. Hello.
We were just about to come find you. The wards block off the whole northern shallows. Ah, you found something in that nightmarish village?
Hunt well. Wonderful. I can just attach them here, and... It is done. Let us go across.
Use the harpoon to cross the fog. Woo! Alright.
It is eerily quiet.
I cannot sense any beasts at all!
And yet, I am certain we are being watched. The beast is there! Anshe, protect us! Defend yourselves! These illusions use stealth. A flare could reveal them. These illusions use stealth. A flare could reveal them.
I need a target.
It went into that deep patch of mist. It could be hiding anywhere. Hero, do you have a trap strong enough to hold the beast?
Perhaps something explosive to disperse the mist. We are right behind you, Master Trapper. We will stand guard as you set it.
It claws at us from the mist. Hurry!
Not quite sure what to do here. I'm guessing my explosive trap. Oh. Well, that could have been made a little more clear, I think.
Hold off these beasts until the trap is sprung. These illusions use stealth.
Frame rate.
A flare could reveal them.
This is lagging like crazy.
Greetings.
I need to get closer.
Whoa! No! Beloved brother, I should never have brought you. You shall be avenged. We must finish this. Follow the monster. These wounds, they are not healing. We must finish this quickly, before we bleed out. We cannot fight the monster until you place the trap. Hurry! It worked! Slay the monster! Not again, beast! I will...
Attack!
It is over for me. You must finish this. Slay the monster. Find Talon Claw.
Well, that's depressing. Shows her having... Oh, nope. Her health is gone. And her pet's just standing here staring at her dead body. Oh, boy. This expansion is really, really dark. Holy moly. Where are we? Are we going in here? Slade Dakar. Is it in here? There she is. Well, let's go get her. And there we have it. We have defeated Dakar, and here rests Talonclaw. As you can see, we got another...
At long last, the monster is dead, and our relic reclaimed. My spirit can finally move on from this place. Hero, I sense your destiny lies with the ancient night elf who started you on this journey. Before I depart, I can send you back to the city in the sky. May Talonclaw serve you well.
Okay, and before we leave, you saw we had something show up on our bar. Fury of the Eagle. That is our new attack given to us by Talonclaw. Keep wanting to call it Talonstrike. Talonclaw. So we'll head back to Dalaran through the portal. The nice ghost left for us. And head back to our night elf friend, who sent us on the journey to begin with. You've returned with the artifact.
The unseen path.
So the Bane of the
welcomes
High
you.
Mountain is dead, and Talonclaw is recovered. Well done. I mourn the loss of Apada and Wuho. They will be greatly missed in the conflict to come.
Our duty
Since
is
ancient
to
times,
all
my
of
order has stood
Azeroth.
vigil on these broken isles, watching for the Legion's return. Excuse me. Only a handful of us remain, but that changes today. The artifact you hold is more than a weapon. This symbol that will unite hunters of all kingdoms and creeds. I'm sure you have questions. Meet me at the True Shot Lodge in High Mountain, and see with your own eyes what awaits us. Snowfeather and I will make our own way there.
May your weapon strike true.
So, we head to Crassus's Landing, and that will send us to the True Shot Lodge, the Hunter class hall.
I am honored. Be careful.
We'll get a nice view again. There's where the Demon Hunter portal to their class hall is, right there on that little island. As you can see below, this is where the scenario that started the game. It's right over there. The Tomb of Sargeras. Suramar again, which is really, really beautiful. Unbelievably well done. You can see some Legion portals set up. But Suramar, this is the level 110 zone. Originally, this was all placeholder models. It still looks unbelievable. It does really look out of place with everything else around it, but when you get to this zone, I have to give some credit to Blizzard because they really did a great job in a short amount of time. I believe that's Val'Sharah in front of us. Yep, Val'Sharah over there. Kind of the druidic zone. Here's the rest of Suramar, mountainous area. I think the Hunter class hall is the only one in the game where you actually have to fly to it on the Broken Isles. I don't think there's a portal in Dalaran that will get you there. I think all the others are at such distances they just gave portals or some easy way to get to it, while Hunters, you fly to yours. And I've never done any of the Hunter. Wow. I haven't seen this either. I haven't done any of the things for the Hunters yet, so this is a first for me as well. I'll get to see their class hall for the first time. But the spec, the new survival spec feels okay. It doesn't feel great. It doesn't feel terrible. Like I said, it feels a lot like an arms warrior with a pet. So, but here we are. This is the True Shot Lodge. It's the first time I'm also setting foot here. So let's talk to our friend again.
Well met.
I've observed your skills for some time. watched you from a distance. Admiral furrows her brow. What? Wait, that sounds a little creepy. Sorry, my social skills are a tad rusty. Let me start again. Our order has been on the lookout for hunters who could lead the unseen path into a new era. No one is more qualified for that role than you. For 1,000 years, the unseen path has watched and waited. We remained few in number, quietly acting behind the scenes when Azeroth needed us. Only a select few even knew our group existed. But the time for lingering in the shadows is over. Before we begin our work, you should hear more about the unseen path.
Take care. Please walk with me, Hunter. The unseen path was founded after the War of the Ancients to safeguard the people of Azeroth. From these broken isles, we watched for the Legion's return. As we arrived here to build the True Shot Lodge, the Eagle Spirit, Onara, appeared and gave her blessing. From that day forth, we called this mountain Talon Peak. Over the centuries, most of my fellow Watchers have been lost. The few of us remaining sought out heroes worthy to heed the call when the unseen path was needed once again.
The Silver Covenant stands with you.
The Farstriders vow to fight at your side.
The unseen path is reborn. The unseen path welcomes you.
The Legion has returned, and the unseen path needs new blood, new leadership. The weapon you hold is proof there is no one better suited to this task. Will you take up the mantle? Will you fulfill the oath my order took so long ago? Assembled oh god, I swallowed my own spit down the wrong pipe, excuse me. Assembled before you are many of our world's greatest archers, rangers, beastmasters, and trappers, ready to fight the Legion as one. It's time you take your first step in becoming a true leader of hunters. We gather at the fire pit and take our oaths of service before the statue of Onara. Touch the statue and kneel before it while I recite the oath, and on the unseen path will be reborn.
Thank you for your service.
So we'll RP walk over, just to give it a little dramatic effect.
We are the Watchers in the wild. We are the eagle on the wind. We walk the lonely road. For ours is the unseen path. Up in the sky, behold, Onara! The spirit of the eagle has returned.
It's so beautiful.
Okay.
Ishnu Daldien.
Onara has not appeared to us since the Order's founding. This is surely a sign that with you guiding us, the unseen path will triumph over the Legion.
Unday Thoras.
Now that you've rallied hunters from across Azeroth together, it's time to turn your attention to the battle against the Burning Legion. Within the True Shot Lodge is the altar of the Eternal Hunt. It is an ancient relic alive with old magic, and I believe it can be used to infuse your weapon with even greater might. Go inside the lodge and speak to Altar Keeper Bayan, who can instruct you in its use.
Our duty is to all of Azeroth.
Alright, let's head up to the lodge itself. Nothing particularly fantastic. I mean, this is what you would expect from a hunter, right? Wanting to be out in the open, but I'm not particularly impressed with their zone. The Dark Lady has lent her rangers to your cause, Huntmaster. Okay. Let's head inside to the lounge. We'll take a little bit of a look at this after we're done here. Let's talk to Bayan. Greetings. It will be my honor to assist you with your artifact. The weapon you hold will strike a potent blow against the Legion, but the demons are relentless. Just as your battle tactics grow and evolve, so must your weapon. The altar before you courses with ancient magic and is alive with the skill and dedication of the hunters who have used it through the ages. Place your artifact upon it, and over time you will awaken the full potential of your weapon.
Goodbye.
And so what we'll do is click here, and the UI for our weapon will show up. Talonclaw, Spear of the Wild Gods. As you can see, here is the skill we received when we actually took up the weapon. Fury of the Eagle. 45-second cooldown melee strike that is channeled. Furiously strikes all enemies in front of you, dealing 47,925 physical damage, and the damage is increased by Mongoose Fury, which we'll talk about in a little bit. And as you can see, here is the path to the next one. It's called Iron Talons, a 1-rank passive, which increases physical damage that we deal by a flat 8%, 400 artifact power. And as you can see, for this tutorial, Blizzard always gives you the amount of artifact power to start off with, so we got 100. Let's go ahead and click. There we go. Our artifact traits have shown up now. As you can see, there are 3 others with golden dragon portraits around them. Those are our big abilities, or our big passives rather, that we'll be using, and they're all specifically talented to something, or trained for something. So we'll take a look at those as we go. Hellcarver, we have a 3-rank passive for 300 artifact power that makes Butchery deal 3% increased damage for each additional target hit. That is our kind of our cleave ability, our AoE ability, and that will increase by 3% for each rank that we put into it. And that works for all of the traits as well. Sharpened Fang, a 3-rank passive, which increases damage dealt by Mongoose Bite by 3%, also starts out costing 300 artifact power. We have My Beloved Monster, a 3-rank passive, which increases the critical strike chance of Flanking Strike by 3%. Flanking Strike is our 50 focus attack that we'll talk about, and we'll talk about all these abilities, but you just get an idea. Bird of Prey, a 3-rank passive, which increases it makes Raptor Strike heal you for 3% of the damage it deals for each rank, so that'll be helpful for leveling up. Talon Strike, and at 110 actually, because you do tend to take a lot of damage. We have our first big passive here, Talon Strike, a 1-rank passive. Our basic attacks have a chance to trigger 2 rapid additional blows, so kind of Wind Fury. That could be pretty useful. Here we go, Embrace of the Aspects, a 1-rank passive which reduces the cooldown of our aspects by 20%, and that's these 3. All the aspects are now triggered abilities that do certain effects. And we have Fluffy Go, a 3-rank passive which increases our pet's haste by 5%. Hunter's Bounty, a 3-rank passive as well, which reduces the remaining cooldown on Exhilaration by 5 seconds each time we kill an enemy. Then we have Terms of Engagement, a 1-rank passive. The remaining cooldown on Harpoon is reset when you kill an enemy. That's good. I don't know how great that'll be, but that's pretty good for leveling up, or just doing world quests in general. Raptor's Cry, a 3-rank passive which increases damage dealt by Raptor Strike by 5%. I believe we talked about that, yep. Explosive Force, 3-rank passive which increases explosive trap damage by 3%. Here's Aspect of the Skylord, and again, just so I'm making this clear, every rank increases that by 3%, so it's not, once you have 3 ranks you get 3%, it's 3% for each rank. Aspect of the Skylord, another one of our big passives here, 1 rank. Aspect of the Eagle increases all damage you deal by 30% for its duration. And that's this right there. But 30% damage increase for 10 seconds is pretty huge. Hunter's Guile, a 1-rank passive, reduces the cooldown of our traps by 20%. Lacerating Talons, a 3-rank passive, increases damage dealt by Lacerate by 3%. And then our last trait here, Eagle's Bite, a 1-rank passive. Harpoon applies on the trail, a unique damage over time effect that deals 27,600 damage over 12 seconds and our melee auto attacks extend its duration by 6 seconds. So basically, get that in the raid. I guess you could keep that up on a boss permanently. So that's nice. And up here now, we'll move on. You can see our 3 relic slots. This one, our last relic slot, will not be opened until you finish your order campaign in your class hall here. Some of those will take you actually out into the world. You have to do quests. Some of them you'll have to send your followers on missions, just like in the garrison. As you can see, when you come into your class hall, you'll have this little bar show up here at the top. It'll show you how many order resources you have. Order resources are easy to come by. You get them during quests. You'll get them from world quests. You'll have tons of them. If you're just playing the game normally, you would be hard pressed to ever run out of them. So you'll be fine there. And then you'll have this last relic slot open, which I believe you use very, very powerful relics from raids and such to put in that slot. These 2 in particular you will get through questing and dungeons and such. And what these relic slots do, they'll add item levels to Talon Claw itself, so that's how you increase the item level of your weapon. It will increase slightly. I don't believe it's you won't get 100 item levels from one of these relic slots, but it'll give you 15. I've seen 15, 20, 30 from relic slots. And they'll also give you special ranks. So just because Bird of Prey, for instance, has 3 ranks, let's say this Iron Artifact Relic slot might have +2 to this. So you'd have 5 of 3 in Bird of Prey, and your Raptor Strike would heal you for 15% instead of the 9. So you'd get an extra 6% out of that. So you do want to be careful when you're taking these out, or not taking them out, but putting new ones in, because if it's just a side grade, you want to make sure what you're going to lose and what you're going to gain, because you can't take any, as of now, you can't take anything out of these slots. And as you can see here, up at the top, we have a 1 here in this slot. What this means is, for up to 34 traits, for every point you put into the traits here with your artifact power, you will gain stamina. Will be increased by 0.75% for all the traits that you purchase, up to 34 of them. So you'll get a flat percentage of extra health. And I think tanks get damage and healers get damage as well for putting points, and kind of help them out while they're, soloing. Well, DPS classes don't really get a flat damage increase from that. So, turn this in. Wondrous, the growing power of your artifact will strike fear into the hearts of the demon army. Now that your artifact is ready, it's time to plan your first strike against the Legion. Speak to Tactician Tinderfell, our expert on such matters.
Farewell.
By the way, you can open that UI that we had from the Altar of the Eternal Hunt by shift right-clicking on the weapon. You can't put any artifact power into the weapon without actually being here at the altar and opening the UI from that, but you can look around and you can put artifact relics into these slots. You don't have to be here for that, but you do need to put your artifact power in. So, we'll head over here to Tactician Tinderfell.
State your business.
Hail, Pathfinder. It will be my honor to aid you in the fight against the Legion. The Legion believes we are still reeling from our loss on the Broken Shore. Let's prove them wrong. Our scouts have mapped out the Broken Isles, learning everything we can about each region for our imminent assault. Choose where to strike first, and you will lead the Unseen Path's efforts personally.
Keep your wits about you.
And we'll open that UI here. As you can see, you can pick where to start. When you first start the game, you can pick any of the zones. All of the zones will level up with you. It does not matter where you start or where you end. That zone will be the exact same level that you are at any given time, except for Suramar. Suramar is only level 110. So if you start in Azuna and end in Stormheim, let's say you hit 110 in Stormheim and you started over here in Azuna, Azuna will now be 110 as well. So when you go back to do your world quests and you're heading around the world, trying to find your legendaries, etc., all of these areas will be the same level as you. It's very challenging too, so it's very interesting. We'll click Stormheim though and accept that just for the purpose of the video.
Victory lies ahead.
Excellent choice. The campaign against the Legion has begun.
Death to all who oppose us.
The portal to Dalaran is above the hall entrance. Take the ramp up. Oh, I guess they added a portal now. I wonder if there's one in Dalaran. Let's check. I may regret this and have to stop the video and start it again. And sure enough, I am. Well, that's that's super unfortunate. So we'll start flying back, and I'll show you the order hall. But while we're flying, I'll cut the video and wait till we get back there. That really stinks.
Greetings.
I was really hoping that there would be a portal here now. So I'll be okay, and we're finally back at the True Shot Lodge. Unfortunately, as of now, again, sorry hunters, you will have to fly here every time you want to. There's no portal in Dalaran to help you get here easily. It's not that far of a flight. It took about 2 minutes to get back here, but it is a little bit annoying when we've gotten used to flying everywhere. But don't I wouldn't fret too much. It's not that far of a flight from Dalaran. Okay, so as you can see, lots of things on the walls. Pretty cool. It's not the nicest place I've seen yet, but
I can smell your fear.
if we take a look, we have a quartermaster here, Outfitter Reynolds, and he sells a set. So for those of you who are playing maybe an alt hunter, this will be really useful for you. Again, some of the item levels are really low on some of this gear, 8, 10. It's not the best. It's not the best gear. You get much better than this just by doing World Quest, but it might be worthwhile to maybe get like the shoulders and maybe the chest and use those together. But there's some items here where you can upgrade those particular items. 810 to 820, 820 to 830, and 830 to 840. 840 is a pretty good item level, but again, you're gonna replace it. So I don't really know how useful that's gonna be. Hopefully they change that up a little bit and the sets become a little more useful. But if again, for a main, it might not be useful, but for an alt, it would be pretty cool. This is kind of what it looks like. It's kind of what the full set's gonna look like, along with Titan Strike. It's pretty meh. It's mostly a blue set, if you get my drift. I mean, the shoulders might be useful later on.
The past must
Otherwise,
not be repeated.
It wouldn't be something at this point where you would want to go out of your way to get that. So that's pretty much all we have inside of our class hall. It's not too spectacular. It does look neat. It is kind of huntery, but it's very plain, as opposed to, say, the Paladins order hall, and definitely the Warriors order hall. But there's where we can buy stuff. That's where we will have our scouting map. Again, our order resources will show up here, and you will put your points in there. Our portal to Dalaran is right up top of those stairs. And the outside, there's not really much. Our stable master is right over here. You can see her there, Pan the Kind Hand. And there's some other things here, our class hall upgrades. Forgot to show these in the Paladin and the Warrior class videos that I did, so I'll try and be better about that. And
what do you need?
This takes a while to get through. I'm going to go over this very quickly, because this is something that you're going to want to sit down and take some time into preparing for yourself. With this, you will pick these that have research times, like rugged upgrades, increases the chance for quest rewards to get a rare or epic bonus upgrade from non-repeatable quests. That means while you're leveling up, essentially. And this one's long range. Enables the long range ability, which increases the success chance of your first mission you send each day, and that means your garrison quest, essentially, by 20%. And that research time for those are both 2 hours, and they only cost 50 order resources. Well then, when that's done, we'll have the ability to go to these second ones. Eagle Ally allows access to an Eagle flight network. A number of flight paths scattered across the Broken Isles. You would have to be level 105 to start these. They take 4 hours to research, and they cost 500 order resources. In the third tier here, you would need to be level 110. These take 1 week, exactly 1 week, for you to be able to research. So make sure you get these done right away. You hit 110, come here, you got 1,000 resources, boom, knock these out. Sturdy Tents increases the maximum number of archers, marksmen, and trackers, and pathfinders you can recruit by 1. I'm not going to get too in-depth about those, but those will be things you can send on missions. They are basically non-named NPCs. Fletchery allows you to place work orders for champion armaments or equipment in exchange for order resources. Self-explanatory. Kina, and then you have these are 10 days, and you need to be 110. These cost 10,000 resources. Newly recruited squads of archers become unseen marksmen, increasing their chance for mission success by 5%, while calling newly recruited band of trackers become pathfinders, which gain flair, increases success chance on missions with other minions, meaning what we talked about here, which was archers, marksmen, trackers, pathfinders, by 15%. Unseen Path, these take 12 days, 12,500 resources, and also need you to be 110. Allows you to place a work order for 1 of your 3 weekly Seals of Broken Fate in exchange for order resources. Seals of Broken Fate, same thing as the seals we used in Warlords of Draenor, in order to have like a bonus roll for that week on a raid boss. So, Foraging, completing world quests with a combat ally provides order resources. Research time is the same as the other. Combat allies, you have champions that you can recruit at your class order hall that you can bring along with you. Say like Alaria Wind. I don't know if Alaria Windrunner is one of them. Like I said, I haven't played through yet, but I know one of the hunters can have like Rexar as one of his or one of their combat allies that they can take out in the world with them. Don't quote me on that, but I believe it's Rexar's that's one of the combat allies. But everybody has 1 or 2 combat allies that they can recruit, and they'll be out there in the world with you every time you go out to fight. So even if you prefer to play alone, you know, you just come home from work, you can have you don't need to have a party. You can have that combat ally to kind of help you out along with your pet. And then there's the final tier, which takes 14 days, 2 weeks, and 15,000 order resources at level 110 to complete. It increases the number of legendary items you can equip by 1. That is huge. That's why I'm saying if you're looking to raid, if you're looking to do any sort of progression, if you're really interested in that, when you hit 110, make sure you're keeping up with this. You know, write it down or something. Make sure you're getting to this right away. Otherwise, you'll be behind if you get those legendaries and you're in the raids. You don't want to be left out. Because those legendaries are incredibly powerful. I'm not going to show any of them here. They're in your adventure guide, and I believe they will be on the 19th of this month when the servers go into the Legion pre-patch. So you'll be able to see all of that. Okay.
White Tiger watch over you.
Thank you, friend. Let's see if we can find the training dummies. There's supposed to be training dummies here in all of the class order halls now, so that you can essentially, they want you to stay there with your other hunter friends and kind of work things out. Is this them? Yeah, okay, we found them. So let's hop off our mount here. We'll take a look at Titan Strike for the first time up close and a little too up close and personal. Get rid of that. As you can see, by the way, you can see trade chat in your class order hall, so you don't have to sit in Dalaran. If if Dalaran's really laggy for you, you have a low your computer's not really capable of handling a load on a heavy server, head out to your class order hall. It's really nice. It really is. And a lot of hunters will be here, and you can maybe talk things out. I don't know how your server is. Mine will probably be full with, bullshit spam, but, hopefully yours isn't. That's Titan Strike. Kind of plain. I'm not super impressed. Of course, there will be transmog options for this. You can transmog this to anything, though. It doesn't have to be one of the specific transmogs. You can transmog this to whatever you want. So if you don't like Titan Strike or What is this called? I'm sorry. Talon Claw. I keep calling it Titan Strike. Talon Claw, if you're not particularly fond of Talon Claw or any of its specific transmogs, you can transmog to anything you want. Alright. Let's take a look at the talents. In the 15 tier for survival now, we have Animal Instincts. Flanking Strike also grants you the instincts or of your pet for 7 seconds, providing one of the following combat enhancements. If it's Instincts of the Raptor, you get 10% increased haste. Instincts of the Cheetah, movement speed by 20%. And Instincts of the Mongoose increases mastery by 10%. And I believe that's because of whatever your pet is in this tree. So, if you're ferocity, tenacity, or cunning on your pet. Then we have throwing axes. Instant 13.6 second recharge time. Tosses 3 axes at the enemy, each dealing 11,502 physical damage. Then there's Way of the Amoknathal, a passive where Raptor Strike also also grants you Moknathal tactics, increasing your attack power by 3% for 8 seconds and stacks up to 4 times. So, Raptor Strike, you kind of want to use that to keep that up. Then we have Caltrops in the 30 tier. Let's just scoot over here for a moment, since somebody's over there. Caltrops replaces our Tar Trap, scatters Caltrops in the area for 15 seconds. Enemies who step on the Caltrops will take 1,150 bleed damage every 1 second, and have 70% reduced movement speed for 6 seconds. We have Improved Traps, a passive which reduces the cooldown of Freezing Trap by 15%, and the cooldown of Explosive Trap and Tar Trap by 50%. And Steel Trap, which would replace Freezing Traps on a 1-minute cooldown, hurls a Steel Trap to the target location that immobilizes the first enemy that approaches for 30 seconds, and deals 69,015 bleed damage over 30 seconds. Other damage may break the immobilization effect. There is limit 1, and the trap will remain for 1 minute. We've already seen Caltrops, so I'm going to switch this to Steel Trap. Cool. Okay, we're just going to switch that so that you can see what this looks like. In the 45 tier, we have Post Haste. Harpoon also frees you from all movement impairing effects and increases your movement speed by 60% for 8 seconds. Far Strider, you're a passive which increases your ability critical strikes. Your ability critical strikes have a 10% chance to reset the remaining cooldown on Harpoon. Then we have Dash, a passive which increases the duration of aspect of the Cheetah by 3 seconds. In the 60 tier, we have a Murder of Crows. Everyone knows what that is. Now, if the target dies while under the attack from the Murder of Crows, the cooldown will be reset. Unfortunately, it doesn't show how much damage they deal. It hasn't for a while since I made this character. I took a look at it, so I'm not sure how much damage they're dealing, but I wouldn't assume it would be too much, but it is, you know, a nice little dot, kind of like Serpent's thing used to be. Mortal Wounds, a passive. Each time Lacerate deals damage, you have a 2% chance to gain a charge of Mongoose Bite. So, every time this Lacerate, which is your DOT, deals damage, Mongoose Bite is your hit that gives you a buff. So, that's very useful, but it's a low chance, so I don't know if I would go for that one. A Snake Hunter instantly grants you 3 charges of Mongoose Bite. It's on a 1.5 second cooldown. That might be useful in raids or something like that, or in Mythics when you need a big burst of damage. 75 tier Sticky Bomb, 30 second cooldown. It hurls a concussive grenade at your target, which sticks to them and explodes after 3 seconds, knocking back all nearby enemies. We have Ranger's Net, which replaces Wing Clip. Costs 30 focus on a 1 second cooldown. Hurls a net at an enemy, rooting the target for 3 seconds, and then reducing movement speed by 50% for 15 seconds. Damage may break the effect. We have Camouflage. You and your pet blend into the surroundings and gain stealth for 1 minute. While camouflaged, you will heal for 2% every second. That's on a 1 minute cooldown. And in the 90 tier, we have Butchery. This replaces Carve. We do have Butchery, and we were using it. Butchery. Strike all enemies in a flurry of strikes, inflicting 30,370 physical damage to each. It's basically Whirlwind or Cleave. Costs 40 focus, and the charges are on a 13.5 second cooldown. Or a recharge time, rather. Dragon's Fire Grenade. Hurls a Dragon's Fire Grenade at the target that explodes into flames, inflicting 34,080 fire damage over 8 seconds, and reducing movement speed by 20%. The volatile flames on the target also scorch nearby enemies for 4,260 damage every second. So it's a nice AoE ability. And then Serpent Sting, passive. Targets hit by your Raptor Strike and Carve are also affected by Serpent Sting, dealing 23,165 nature damage over 15 seconds. And in the 100 tier of talents, Spitting Cobra. A 1-minute cooldown summons a Spitting Cobra for 30 seconds that attacks your target for 853 nature damage every 2 seconds. While the Cobra is active, you gain an extra 3 focus every second. Expert Trapper. All of your traps are improved in the following ways. Our Freezing Trap will incapacitate. When the incapacitate effect ends, the victim and all nearby enemies' movement speed is reduced by 50% for 4 seconds. Explosive Trap. When the explosive traps damage, or excuse me, increases explosive traps damage to the triggering enemy by 100%. So that the enemy that actually walks over the trap. Tar Trap. Enemies moving through the tar have a chance to be rooted in place for 4 seconds. And for Steel Trap also deals an immediate 23,004 bleed damage when triggered. And Caltrops damage will be increased by 50%. Aspect of the Beast. Passive that Flanking Strike will cause an additional effect based on our pet spec. For Ferocity, the target also bleeds for 4,143 physical damage over 6 seconds. For Tenacity, our pet also takes 15% reduced damage for 6 seconds. And for Cunning, the target's movement speed is also reduced by 50% for 4 seconds. So those are our talents. And what we'll do now is we'll take a look at the abilities that the Hunter has baseline. We have Flare, and we'll take a look. Flare we all know and love. Hasn't really changed. By the way, I'm not running this on max settings, so if the ability doesn't look like it does for you, it's not because they tuned it down or anything like that. It's just because I literally have a terrible graphics card right now. So unfortunately, I'm not running this on ultra or anything like that, but you can get the gist of the abilities. And then we have this right here, Hatchet Toss. I'm not quite sure why this exists, but it does. Tosses a hatchet at an enemy, dealing 460 physical damage. It's just kind of a pull ability. It's not super useful or anything. And we have Sticky Bomb. As you can see, we throw it at the target, and then it explodes. It didn't there for some reason, but it'll explode and hit everything around it, knocking them all back. We have our Spitting Cobra. Pretty much it, nothing spectacular there, but that'll sit around and kind of do some range damage for you. Murder of Crows, take a look at that. There we go. Our Murder of Crows. Oh, hello. Flying down from the sky onto the target. Nothing super spectacular. Let's take a look at our Steel Trap. Target is immobilized and taking the effect of it. It's nothing too spectacular either. Take a look at Tar Trap. Okay. A little swirly effect, so you get the idea of what's going on there. I don't think Explosive Trap has changed. Let's try and drop it right here. Okay. And it's doing damage to everything around it. So that's good. Alright. So we look at the traps there. Feign Death. No different. Same as it was before. But here's our aspects, which are new. We'll talk about those. Aspect of the Eagle on a 2-minute cooldown grants you and our pet 10% increased critical strike chance on all abilities and increases our chance to gain charges of Mongoose Bite by 100% and lasts for 10 seconds. Aspect of the Turtle. This is basically, I forget what, Deterrence, I believe it was called. This is on a 3-minute cooldown, deflects all attacks and reduces all damage you take by 30% for 8 seconds, and we are unable to attack. We'll check the evil, just like the old aspect was. aspect of the turtle is a little different. You make a character named Udir. You can run around like this all day, screaming Leda. Okay, now we got aspect of where we at? The cheetah. A 3-minute cooldown, which increases our movement speed by 90% for 3 seconds, and then 30% for an additional 9 seconds. So we take off, hauling butt, and then get a little bit of a stride. This does not affect anyone but us, so there's no more turn off cheetah in spam in dungeons. So kind of nice. Call pet, obviously same pet utility. They got a new button here called pet utility. Now you can. I don't think you can take any of these out anymore. Yeah. So hunters, you'll have to get used to this. Everything is on this bar. If you want to mend your pet, you got to open this up or find a way to macro that for mend pet. Although most of you probably do anyway. Eagle eye, same thing as always, but I'm not gonna click that anywhere because it bugs out sometimes and you can't get back. So now we'll look at our abilities here. We have harpoon. This is our charge, if you will. Boom. And it's supposed to pull us towards the target dummy, but it didn't. So we'll check that again in a second and see if it works on any of the other dummies. Here's our mongoose bite. This is our... Thank you. How about we don't? Okay. Mongoose bite. A 10.6 second recharge time on this, with three charges to start with. Attempts to sever the target's limbs with a brutal attack that deals 19,761 physical damage and grants Mongoose Fury. Mongoose Fury increases Mongoose Bite damage by 50% for 12 seconds, stacking up to 6 times. Successive attacks do not increase the duration. So, as you can see, our next Mongoose Bite would be increased by 150%. 3, 2, 1, boom, and then we get the hit. So, that would work well if we had, what is it? Mortal wounds, and I believe there was another one. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know, the spec feels so out of place sometimes. Flanking strike, a coordinated physical attack on the target where you deal 15,809 physical damage, and our pet will deal 13,751 physical damage. If the target is attacking us, your pet's attack will deal 50% increased damage and 400% increased threat. Otherwise, your attack will deal 50% increased damage. Flanking strike has double the normal chance to trigger Hunting Companion. Hunting Companion. Let's see what Hunting Companion is. That is our mastery, where our pet's attacks have a 10% chance, right now, has a 10% chance to grant an additional charge of Mongoose Bite. So this is based on our mastery rating. Pretty cool. Let's see if our harpoon's working yet. Nope, not working. Well, you get the idea. If you hit it with the you saw it earlier in the video, where if you throw that, it'll pull you to the target, kind of like a reverse death grip or a charge. Then we have, well, let's use flanking strike and see the animation real quick for everyone. Okay, animation. Now we have butchery, which we talked about. This is our cleave ability that replaces carve. You can see it doing damage. Pretty neat animation. Not the best, but it's neat. And then we have our base attack here, Raptor Strike, which is what applies that passive Machnathal Tactics, which increases our attack power. As you can see, we're getting some nice damage there. And then we have Lacerate. Let's check out Lacerate. There we go. As you can see, it applies the Lacerate debuff. Wounding for 55,000 physical damage over 15 seconds, and that's on a 10-second cooldown with cost of 35 focus. And then we have Fury of the Eagle, furiously striking all enemies in front of you for 51,760 physical damage, and that's increased by Mongoose Fury. So let's see what that number will come up to. So it basically was Fists of Fury from the, what is it, Windwalker Monk. Hopefully that's just a placeholder. That wasn't too impressive. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for anyone who's disappointed. I know I was. I was expecting something a little cooler than that. Did a decent bit of damage, but hopefully that's just a placeholder model, and that's not what they're going with. Of course, we have Wing Clip, which everyone remembers from back in the day. And then we have our Call Pet. I only put it down there to make it look like we had more abilities down there. And then we have Muzzle, which is our silence. That's our silencing ability. And this is the new one as well, Exhilaration. It's an instant cast on a 2-minute cooldown, which will heal you for 30% of your maximum health and your pet for 100%. So if your pet's getting low, pop that. As you can see, it healed him for its max and gave us 30% of our health back. So let's look at this one. Yeah, it's just basically Fists of Fury. There's nothing spectacular about that whatsoever. Let's see, was there any other abilities that we could check out? We checked out Caltrops. These are both passive. Snake Hunter. That was the other ability we were looking for earlier. Grants 3 charges of Mongoose Bite. Ranger's Net. We can check that out real quick. Let's see this. Hopefully that looks a little more impressive on a mob. Because that wasn't that fantastic. Camouflage. Let's bring this down. Same as it is on live. Nothing special there. Although the healing is nice. As you can see, we're being healed for quite a bit. So this might be good for leveling, getting around. Let's get out of that. We have a Dragonfire Grenade. That is the last one, so we'll check this out. And it applies a little debuff to everything, doing a little bit of damage. That's pretty neat. Overall, this spec feels a lot like a warrior. It feels a lot like an arms warrior. You stack up abilities, throw a couple bleeds on, or maybe like the old feral druid, where you just sit there stacking things over and over. I'm happy that there's a new hunter spec. I don't know where this is going to fit in. As you saw, there are quite a few abilities that are a lot of fun to play around with.
What is it?
The spec itself is cool. I don't know if you're going to get a raid spot. I don't feel like this particular spec has anything special over any of the other specs that people have been playing for years, and they're not going to have to get used to, where they already know what all the abilities do. So, if you're really interested in it, take a chance, try it out. Hopefully, you'll enjoy it. But it's none too spectacular. But hopefully, some of the animations and things will change, and it'll be up there with the Outlaw Rogue. So, everyone, I know this ran a little bit longer than usual, but I wanted to show you a few extra things here in this class, all since it was my first time here as well. I hope you enjoyed. You guys have yourself a wonderful evening, and I hope you will leave me a like and leave me a comment if there was anything you were interested in, or if you want to ask me any questions. I'd be happy to come back on here and try and find the answer for you. So you guys have yourselves a wonderful day or a wonderful evening.